Good morning, all. Thank you for having me. It's an honor for me to be able to speak here. On behalf of the class of 2024, I would like to thank Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala and the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. To our lecturers, to our families, to all the honorable guests, to all my homies, to fellow graduates, and of course to the class of 2024. Think about how far we have come, how far we have gone through all this until finally we can stand here. Wearing this graduation hat and oversized outfit, it's like going back to the 90s. There is a memorable first comedian in the history of acting, Charlie Chaplin. He said, "Life is a tragedy when seen in close-up, but a comedy in long shot." Looking back on the first year, it seems like just yesterday. I thought I was still in high school and suddenly standing here. Why? Because when I was in high school, I was carrying out exam where at the beginning of 2020, and boom, the coronavirus came to Indonesia, where suddenly school was closed for 2 weeks. 2 years I mean. It's funny. I think our life is actually like a movie, like a novel. Our lives are so very diverse. Each of us has our own and different story. But for me, life is a comedy, as Charlie Chaplin said earlier. Everything we experienced was full of comedy, and it was fun. For some people think life is a tragedy. The two differences are very different. Comedy is genre that has a happy and exciting ending, whereas tragedy is a genre that has a sad or sad ending. Seeing how we've struggled from the bottom, from the beginning of the college at the beginning of the pandemic with enthusiasm. This initial round usually contains an introduction to the character along with the background of the problem that exists in our lives. As the case in the opening of a film or novel, which begins with the introduction of characters that we don't know at all. Who are our friends, our lecturers, our enemies, our girlfriends, or it could be our second girlfriends. It depends on you. In this section is a description of the protagonist, which is ourselves, where for the first time we get a hit either emotionally, physically, mentally, or even a combination of all of them. For example, studying in a pandemic situation, and it's very boring. This physical blow can come from the disturbance of other people's characters. Mental blow can come from the life we experience. In the beginning, we have actually determined the direction of our respective genres, and our expectation should be maintained from the beginning of the story to the end of the story. But who knows? Our expectation of online learnings are full of falsehood. Various problem or conflict begins to appear in the second or middle part of the film. What we experience in the boredom of online learning, limited devices, having very annoying friends who have ambition and they don't want to share their answer with us, until very lazy to turn on the camera, which is actually because we haven't showered yet. It is also in the second half that usually the characteristic of our friends have begun to appear. There are those who rarely attend lectures for reasons that are actually easy to guess and reasons that don't even make sense. I don't know who gullible or who stupid, but it works sometimes. Full of comedy, curiosity, suspense, and surprise. Until the end of our struggle, we have arrived at the final stage, called the ending. Our thesis writing struggle is full of problems and climaxes. This is where it really determines who stands and who falls. Everything we experienced was full of comedy, and actually all of you guys who succeed to wear this outfit now are actually choose your lifeline as a comedy. Never think of your life, your story as a genre of tragedy. Make your life as a comedy as in a film, because comedy is genre that has a happy and excited ending, whereas tragedy is a genre that has a sad or sad ending. You guys have entertained yourselves and those around you with humor, and it continues with happy ending. It's not only part of bringing laughter, it's also educating people, but in a fun environment. You also have issues and climaxes, but you never create chaos among the audience or your friends, and even the antagonists are not as sharp as in the tragedy genre. I ask you to think about the ending from this beginning and do what makes you happy, because that's comedy. Fellas, try to be the best version of the main characters of yourself. Ignore all problems and live life happily, because you're an actor. Charlie Chaplin once said, "I have many problems in my life, but my lips don't know that. They always smile." Congratulations, class of 2024. Thank you.